I've been saying for the last year or two that I think that race relations, especially with the police departments in these big cities, is just a mess. Chicago, definitely. New York, LA, St. Louis. It's a mess. And just recently, I said on Facebook, I said that I think that the tension, the racial tension in Brooklyn is so thick you can cut it with a knife. And that's my own personal experience in this last week. I appear to be lily white to like anybody of African descent. I'm sure that they look at me and think, oh, look, white guy. You know, my mom looks very ethnic. My mother looked very ethnic. She was Choctaw and looks like a very light-skinned black person. This is the truth. Like a real light-skinned Donna Summer. Honestly. And so I'm not totally white. And I have an appearance many times where my hair is long. I have people on YouTube calling me a dirty hippie and a hobo and stuff like that. So I don't really care about my appearance, and it has played a part in the police doing stop and frisk for me for the last 20 years. And so I feel just as disenfranchised as a lot of black people here. And I know that there's black people saying, you have no idea what it's like. Yeah, I do. I really do. I don't know totally what you have to go through, because individually, I think that we all have experiences, and I don't know what your experience is, but I have been singled out by police departments, you know, just walking down the street, hey, come here, sir, and then they start searching me. So I know what that's like. I do, and I think that it sucks. And, you know, you don't have to just be black to have somebody judge you. It's the truth. If you look like the dirty hippie, you know, they're going to treat you like the dirty hippie, because to a cop, that's, you know, you look different. Do you understand what I'm saying? So no, I don't have the black experience. It's true. And even my grandfather, who was Choctaw, didn't have the black experience, and he tried to pass himself off as a white person because he had lighter skin. So, do you understand what I'm saying? If he wouldn't have done that, his life would have been much harder, I'm sure. And, you know, it's like he was a wigger. But I didn't live in those times, and I'm not going to, you know, put him down for doing that, because, you know, he ended up being a very successful person. It worked for him in a very rough time, you know, in our country. Now, I do think that we're having a rough time in this country right now, and I do feel that race relations is a real fucking issue right now with Trump in office, and I had some people disagreeing with me, calling me a drama queen. One guy that lives in my building that's a friend of mine, that's what he said. He called me a drama queen. He said, I don't really see anything like that, but in the last week, I've had several incidences where people of color are calling me a fucking white guy and shit like that and trying to pick a fight with me. Is that unusual? Yeah, it is. It's very unusual. In the whole 10 years I've lived in this area, I can't remember a time when that's happened, but in this last week, it's happened 3 times. So, to me, I do chalk that up to this presidency. I do. I think that I think more than 50% of the country, right? The popular vote feels disenfranchised right now. How he got in office, I'm not really quite sure how this happened, but he is. And do I think that the election was fair? Yes, I do think that it was fair. I do. And, you know, that's how it is. I mean, obviously, Russia was trying to play a part in it. Maybe they did play a part in it on social media and such. But, you know, how could you really say, you know, quantitatively how that affected the election? You can't. I don't think that the votes that were tallied were, you know, the votes that were tallied were the correct votes. That's what I'm saying. But I do feel that having him in office has created a problem. He looks to be, our president comes off as a racist. You know, he's already singling out, he's wanted to single out Muslims. That was part of his, campaign was let's make it so Muslims have to, do like a religious test coming into the country. That right there, makes it look bad for anybody of color in this country. It's like, well, he's going after people of a religion. What's next? And having Steve Bannon in there of Breitbart. I'm just saying, my own personal opinion is that this country is a powder keg. It was before he came into office, okay? It was because of police relations. It's been this way for years. Everybody knows this. Anybody in the big cities knows this, that, you're one step away from the police doing something and then it not being handled correctly, and we're going to have riots. With that, and then putting Trump in the presidency, I think it's a real problem. That's my guess, that something major is happening in our country and it's not good. That's what I'm saying. He is our president. He is our president, and it's what we have to work with right now. It is. We don't have any choices. I'm just saying it exists. It does exist. There were already problems in our country, and now it's even worse. How do we solve this problem? We can't. There's nothing that you can do. There's things about life that are just sort of set, and you have to deal with it. And one thing in our lives is that we have President Trump. And, I don't see that rioting's going to help. It's not. All we can do is ride out this next 4 years. I hope rioting doesn't happen. I hope that the police don't do anything stupid, which is, is that going to happen? No, they're going to do something stupid. They're going to shoot somebody that they shouldn't have shot. It seems like a sport to the police. It does. It does. It seems like, well, not a sport. I think that there's a lot of people in law enforcement that are caring individuals. I do. But I also feel that there's a lot of people in law enforcement that shouldn't be there. And I also think that reform has not taken place. We still see shootings happen, and then the body cameras, where the shooting would be seen, for some reason that one body camera is turned off. It looks bad. It looks bad. Trump is not going to help any of this. It's going to make it worse. That's all I'm saying. He is our president, and I hope that we don't have any riots over the next 4 years. I hope that the police don't shoot anybody that they shouldn't. I hope the police stop shooting dogs, too. They like to shoot dogs. It's like, as a dog trainer, it just seems like they're a little easy on the trigger. There's ways of dealing with dogs that it just doesn't seem like a lot of the police departments haven't been educated on how to deal with a dog. They could just be carrying dog mace with them, spray them in the face, and the dog's going to back off. But they can't do that. They have to shoot them. That's the way it appears to me, that Brooklyn, and at least in the area in Brooklyn that I'm in, it seems like a powder keg. And it's my own personal experience. I've never been called Whitey Moore, and it wasn't even Whitey, it was worse shit. It was like, you white piece of fucking shit, and I said, you're a racist. And to one guy in the subway, it goes, you're damn right I'm a fucking racist. I'm telling you, Trump is not going to help anything. It's making it worse. Don't write a bunch of shit if you're a Trump supporter. I got a lot of friends that are Trump supporters. He was the Republican candidate. And my father would have voted for Trump hands down. My father would have been out there putting up signs for Trump. It's the truth. I would be in an argument with my dad right now. We probably wouldn't be speaking. It's the truth. But there's no way I was going to vote for that guy. There's no way. He just seems like it just doesn't seem good for the country. Will it work? I don't know. Maybe Trump's plan, maybe everything's going to be okay. It just seems like our country's in chaos, and so is the whole world. And it's because, yes, he's doing what he said he was going to do, but he's doing it in such a manner, it just seems sort of slash and burn. There's no thought. It was just like, I'm in office. Now I'm going to start signing this stuff as quick as I can. Look, see, very little thought. Very little thought is taken. Trump sort of speaks his mind without thinking. It's a problem.